I've been pretty heavily involved with is the seismic activity that's coincident with the North Star number 10 injection well over on Salt Springs Road. I'm sure some of you have heard about this or heard about the earthquakes. I spent 5-6 years of my formative years living in Southern California and experienced a number of major earthquakes. And I know that coming to Ohio, people aren't used to earthquakes, so if you hear about one on the news, you think it is a terrible thing. It's not a good thing, but it's not a terrible thing either. Probably very few people in here even felt those earthquakes. The number of felt reports that go into the Ohio Seismic Network is around 2 or 3 per earthquake. But the fact of the matter is we've had 8 earthquakes in the past 8 months. And coincidentally, these earthquakes started occurring about 5 months after injection started on the North Star number 10 well over on Salt Springs Road. The map you're looking at here shows the distribution of those earthquakes. This particular well was drilled all the way down to the Precambrian basement rocks. And in the driller's report, if we're talking from people at the Division of Mineral Resource Management, the Geology Division at the ODNR, that granite basement rock was fractured. Fracturing in granite often means that there is a fault. Doesn't mean there is one, but it can mean there is a fault. Having this well completed into these basement rocks probably wasn't a real good idea. It is possible that injection of the fluids may be triggering earthquakes, but until we can place seismic monitoring stations in the vicinity where these earthquakes are occurring, we can't tell for sure the depth for which these quakes are coming. This particular well is over 9,000 feet deep. If it turns out, if we set up a seismic monitoring network, and it turns out that the earthquakes are coming from that depth, I think that's pretty much obvious, not proof, but awfully strong evidence that it's leading to this injection, is causing these earthquakes. Keep in mind, we've got 192 injection wells in Ohio. One of them is producing earthquakes. So it doesn't mean that all injection is bad, but we got to be keeping a careful eye on this particular well. There's another well that's permitted, I don't think drilling has started, that is fairly close to this particular location. And I've been told that once that well is completed, this well is going to be shut down and the new well will take on that actual injection process. And it won't be completed down to the basement.